Hey, it's Xavier here. You may know me as Godzilla Mendoza, and I just wanted to say congratulations to the hosts of Living on the Edge for all their hard work. Keeping this project afloat for the past 2 years is nothing short of amazing. But I'm not the only one that wants to congratulate them. Let's hear from our spectacular friend, Josh Keaton.
Hey, what's up? It's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here with a big congratulations to Alec, Brian, and the Livin on the Edge podcast for 2 years of spidery podcasting goodness. Keep swinging for the fences, guys.
Hello to all of you amazing web slingers. Welcome to Living on the Edge, the podcast all about our friendly... Did it again.
I heard it.
Yeah. Okay. Hello to all of you amazing web slingers. Welcome to Living on the Edge, the podcast all about our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. My name is Alec. I'm one of your hosts. You can follow me at LOT_pod. Fuck, sorry, I messed up. My name is Alec. I am one of your hosts. You can follow me at _the_smartalec on Twitter.
There you go. And I'm Brian. I'm the other one. You can follow me at Reddit Reviews or BMDRLR on Twitter.
If you want to follow our podcast on Twitter, you can go to @LOTE_podcast. If you want to follow on Comics Ground on Twitter, you can go to @OnComicsGround. And if you go to our website, we post daily reviews, news, editorials, and all that jazz. So, Brian, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing okay. This is take 7, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Craig, our Discord bot for recording episodes, is a piece of shit that doesn't fucking work.
When it works beautifully. When it doesn't,
it makes me want to throw my phone into the abyss and never look back.
Mm-hmm. But we have backups, so this should be okay. But yeah, I'm glad you're doing okay, at the very least, aside from all this.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. You?
I'm okay. I'm getting a new phone today. I upgraded my laptop storage. The Congress almost got cooed, so that's fun.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've recorded, and a shit ton has happened. The Capitol got stormed, and there was a coup, and yeah, fuck. But I'm just ready for this administration to be gone and sent off to hell, because
yeah,
it has caused so much unnecessary pain and misery for a lot of people, and
yep,
it's just, I hope this year we can get COVID under control and we can be in movie theaters again.
Yeah, please.
Even if it's a shitty movie, I don't care. I just want to be in the theater again and not have to fear that I will get the Rona. This is a special episode, not just for the fact that this is the one where Craig decides to make us feel pain, but this is our special 2-year anniversary episode. So, yay! That sounds very unenthusiastic. I didn't mean for that, but genuinely,
you're good.
Genuinely, it has been 2 years since we first started this, and seriously, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this whole time, because I honestly never thought that this would happen and that this thing would take off the way it did. I am very thankful for you, Brian, for joining when you did.
Thank you.
Because you have made this show more better, and you are the second half of this show, so it's thank you. What else do I want to say? It's been a crazy ride, because we've talked about a lot. We have done episodes on comics, new and old. We've done episodes on TV shows, video games, movies, commentary tracks for movies, which that was a fun era of just when the pandemic first started, and we were like, let's just do some commentary tracks. Let's all just watch movies together.
Yeah, watch parties are all the rage, so it's like, yeah, let's do some of our own with Spider-Man. Why not?
And it was fun. I think a lot of people enjoyed that, so yay! But seriously, guys, thank you so much for joining us for the past. Even if this is your first episode, thank you for listening. Seriously,
Yeah.
and hopefully we will break 200 followers on Twitter soon. So
One day.
We keep getting close, and then it gets, and then keep getting close, and then, but hopefully soon we will break the 200 follower mark. But in the celebration of our 2-year anniversary, we have a special episode about a very special topic. But before we get into anything, we have some recent comics and news to talk about. So,
Oh yeah.
what came out recently was the end of Last Remains, which was ASM 55 to 57.
It was a story that happened.
Was it? Was it even a story?
No, it really wasn't.
It's just Harry talking about his Keikaku for 6 or 7 issues, and that's it. And then the Spider People doing something with Sin Eater, and that's it.
And then Green Goblin shows up again and blows up MJ, except he doesn't.
Because he's actually still... Like, at the very least, the final 2 issues at least fix that one plot hole from, like, the... Because they thought it was a plot hole, but I guess it wasn't.
Yeah, because what happened was, Sin Eater shot him with his magic shotgun that makes you into, like, a regretful person or whatever. And then he just shows up in the last issue of Last Remains, where he's like, oh yeah, no, I was ready for it. I had some, like, magic voodoo shit happen to me, so I'm immune or whatever. But he was just faking it and is still, really sad about everything he's done.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's interesting, but it's just the way it was... Because, first of all, these last 2 issues should be part of the actual story, not a fucking episode, part of the actual story. Because the actual story has no ending. There is no ending to the actual story. It's just... there is nothing revealed in the final issue of the main story. There is nothing revealed. No. Well, there is the quote-unquote revelation that MJ knows about One More Day, but it's not a confirmation.
But it's not even a revelation here, because that's been confirmed before. She's remembered this whole time.
It's just like...
They've talked about that before when they were teasing One More Day getting undone way back when Slott was writing it. And he went, lol, no. I'm not undoing that. I hate MJ.
And it honestly feels like the same shit is happening now. And it's just, I hate it. But...
It's even worse here, if that's the case, because they're outright talking about One More Day.
And just literally, not even dancing around the bush, they're just jumping on the bush. And just...
They're lighting it on fire as we speak.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's shitty, and, like, there was one part where Kindred made a good point about Peter's, like, vanity and, like, shit, but, like, it's shit we've heard before for the past...
Yeah, none of this is new.
Like, Harry needs so desperately for Peter to remember. He's like, ooh, I need you to remember. I need you.
But he doesn't tell him.
Like, it's just...
He just keeps beating his brains in, thinking maybe that'll work.
It's just, like, if Peter has not gotten it thus far, why just... And, like, in the first epilogue issue, we see what happens... Because, first of all, the final issue makes it look like MJ is going to die, which got me very scared. Especially thinking they were taking inspiration from our main comic we're talking about today. But then 56 was like, oh no, she was in the know of Osborn's thing, and, like, they're using the Spots dimension shit to trap Kindred, and, like...
Yeah, which... I thought that was cool. I thought that was a cool idea.
That was very cool. But then,
Yeah.
but then Harry's like, "This is why I needed you both here, Peter. I needed you to know that you are the cause of all your sins." It's like Peter's like, "I already know that." Like,
Yeah, dude, I blame myself every single day for every bad thing that's ever happened to me. What are you talking about?
literally, it's like Harry.
I'm wearing the costume, dude.
Like the costume.
I was literally born out of guilt.
And then he's like, "Dad, I needed you to feel pain for what you've done." And then it's like he says it like this was his grand plan the whole time, and it's like, no, it was not. And it's just,
But no, it totally was, because you see at the end of the issue, he's like, I'm exactly where I need to be. Because one of his weird demon centipede... Oh yeah, all the people who Sin Eater shot, they're fine now. Why was Overdrive the only one to go into a coma?
I don't know. I really don't. Oh well, I
They
think
never
it was,
explained.
No. It was because the cops came in and tried to kill him.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you know what? Never mind then. That makes sense.
If we
I
talk
thought it
about
was
plot
just the Sin Eater shot.
holes, don't worry. There are many other plot holes in this story.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. So yeah, he's fine. But yeah, all the people that Sin Eater shot, they got their powers and everything back. Except Norman, who is still like, oh, I feel bad about, dropping that girl off the bridge and stuff.
And he's like, "Harry, you must have done this for me." And it's like, what? I do not understand Harry's character. Like they could have done something okay with Harry being Kindred. They did the exact opposite of that. They did the most boring, predictable shit with him. That's like so confusing. His motives are so all over the place. Like it should have just been him being like, "I know what you did. Hey, you made a deal with Mephisto. You turned me into this." And there is, like, he does say and imply that because of one more day, he got turned into Kindred. There is implications of that.
Yes.
But the problem is, we waited... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go, because you were still continuing your thought.
The problem is we waited 55 issues for this. 2.5 years of this for this, and it is such a non-answer to everything.
Yep. Like, it took about 6 issues for us to learn it took us 50 issues to learn that Kindred is Harry, and that's the only thing we learn.
That's the only thing we learn. At all. Like, that's the only definitive actual answer we learn about anything. Bless you.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
But, yeah, it's like, that's really the only thing we actually learn, because, like, we do technically learn that, yes, one more day is involved, obviously, but that's it. And everyone already kind of assumed that was going to be the case anyway, because Kindred's a demon.
Yeah, and now, Carly Cooper and Overdrive are gonna date, or they were, but now she's probably dead.
Oh yeah, because the demon centipede.
What the fuck
crawled
is
up her
that?
butt.
Oh god, I don't want to think about that.
That's what it looked like.
I mean, yeah, essentially, but it's just, yeah, no, like, so 57 didn't really. It's basically just. It's funny because it's just like. All the Spider people are like, "Peter, we want answers," and Peter's like,
no."
And he's like, "No, we're not ready now. Maybe another day." And it's just like, I'm not a fan of the meta writing because it's just meta writing. It's nothing else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like it's I think it was our friend Miri. She put it best, where it's. Spencer is like the opposite of that I know writers who use subtext and they're cowards meme.
Yeah.
Where it's Spencer is I know writers who use text and they're cowards.
It really is though, because it's
all subtext.
It just feels like a practical joke that he and Marvel are pulling. I don't mean to say that as if like I don't mean to sound like one of those people who's like they're out to get us, because no, but at the same time it feels like a practical joke. Like
yeah.
Like, make us think that we're going to get the thing we want to see, and then they're like, haha, no.
Yeah.
And we'll be
Like-
intentional about it.
Yeah, because Spencer is a worse Bendis for in most of his work, I feel, especially because his biggest problem is and always has been that he writes like 5 issues of story and then stretches it out into like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Secret Empire. That's like the easiest example I can think of, where there's like maybe 5 issues of things that happen and it's like 12 issues long, not including like tie-ins and shit that are essential to the fucking story, like one issue of Captain America that actually explains what the fuck happens.
Pain. Just... And then,
Don't read Secret Empire, guys. It's not good.
well, with the word of Chris Evans coming back to the MCU, I feel like that's what they're gonna do. I feel like they're gonna do Secret Empire. Because what else could he be coming back for?
Okay, that'd be funny. I want a flashback to World War II where it's him and Wolverine being war buddies.
That would be amazing, but like, you know...
'Cause that's one of my favorite things about the Marvel Universe is Captain America and Wolverine are war buddies from World War II.
Yeah. And like, that would be great. They could do that still. It will either most likely be him being Old Man Steve or a Sam Wilson Captain America movie where he is the villain. Because the only 2 things notable about Captain America from the 2010s were Sam Wilson Captain America and Secret Empire. And that's it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So I feel like Marvel wants to cash in on that. And honestly, I feel like they'll probably do it better. Like, not even...
Oh, without question. Like, as long as they, lean into the fact that Hydra are fucking Nazis and don't, like, dance around that.
Yeah.
Because the biggest problem with Secret Empire was every time they would cut back to Nazi Steve, they would be like... It would be like, no, he's just like our regular Steve Rogers, except he's okay with like fascism and stuff now. When
no,
that's not how that works.
Just have it so MCU Hydra Cap is not the real Steve Rogers, and then that's fine.
Yeah,
like just do that.
Yeah, first, don't do the thing where in interviews you go, oh nope, our Steve is gone forever. This is who he is now. He's a Nazi. But we're not gonna like call him a Nazi.
And it's not like it was done in an attempt to prop up Sam Wilson Captain America.
No,
it's not like that.
It was to prop up Steve at the end.
Like they could have done something cool about Sam Wilson Cap fighting the Nazi Cap, and do like commentary on what America truly is and can be.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like, no, the 2 Steves must fight, and the Nazi Steve is still out there somewhere, so...
Yeah, he's like in prison or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't care.
Just have Chris Evans come back as Nazi Cap and just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Also, don't have him pick up Mjolnir. Just don't.
No.
Because... they really did not think about the implications of the imagery of the Nazi wielding the power of a Norse god.
Yeah, that's fucked. That is truly fucked.
They did at least. It wasn't until the final issue of Secret Empire they revealed, oh, Hydra changed the enchantment. Which, if they revealed that right then and there, it would have been still fucked, but at least believable, but still just don't do it.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know.
As long as I get the Secret Empire suit in a movie, I'll be okay, because I legitimately love that suit.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
It's a nice suit, yeah. But, yeah, just have a fake Steve be Nazi Cap, and then have that for a Sam movie, or another season of, like... Well, they'd have to change the name probably, but like another season of
it'll be Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, or the White Wolf.
Or Captain. Oh yeah, or Captain America and Bucky.
True. So who knows? But
you know what they should do actually?
What?
Okay, U.S. Agent's going to be in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So what they should do is U.S. Agent gets plastic surgery to look like Steve Rogers and becomes Hydra Cap and pretends to be Steve to get his, like, to get like his cred back, because I'm sure by the end of season 1, Sam's gonna just rock his shit.
I'm really hoping, and sources have said that they are going to do a commentary, because it's very much America doesn't want the black man to be Captain America. Like that
Yes.
that is the implication. And my
Yes.
hope, and from what reports have said, they are not going to dance around that, which would be
Yes.
very nice, because
Yeah.
just it's so clear. Just don't dance around it. Don't listen to all the fucking people who are like, don't make it political, because Captain America is fucking political. I don't care what
I was gonna say, Captain America's first fucking issue, his cover, he's punching Hitler in the face.
Like, just make a statement about America wanting another white guy to be Captain America, and like disavowing Steve's last wish for Sam to be Captain America on the sole basis that we need another white guy with blonde hair to be Captain America. Like,
Yeah.
just do that.
That's basically U.S. Agent's whole deal, is the government wanted a Captain America who would listen to them. So, like, changing it so that it's racism instead that drives them to make U.S. Agent is great and way more interesting.
And they can still do the whole thing about a Captain America who will listen to them.
Oh, totally.
Because, I mean, Sam did break the Accords, which
Yes.
I think they said they're still around, so we'll still see repercussions of that. But
Yeah, I'm sure that will be, like, their excuse for why Sam can't be Captain America.
But really, it's racism.
It's actually, they're just a bunch of racist assholes,
Yeah.
and they want MAGA Cap.
Yeah. So I think that I hope that's what's going to happen. Even if it's not like said explicitly, as long as the themes are like there and hammered home, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I do think it needs to be explicitly, but the themes definitely need to be there.
I hope they do it explicitly. But okay, back to Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're really into this kind of stuff. Okay?
Yeah. It has something to do with it because it's Nick Spencer, but like,
You know what? There you go. We tied it back.
and the end of 57 is like, Carly Cooper and Overdrive are now dating, and then she's looking at morgue stuff because she's a CSI still.
Yeah,
And she's like,
she's looking at all the bodies that Kindred dug up.
and she's like, wait, there's one more body. Ooh, who could it be? And she's super shocked, and she's like calling MJ. And she's like,
And then before she can tell MJ what the problem is, the centipede crawls up her butt and she dies or something.
and then MJ's like, this isn't over, is it? And then Peter's like, no, it's not. And
We're 50 issues in, man. It's gotta end soon.
okay, who do you think the disappointing reveal of who the dead person is going to be?
It's probably either gonna be Harry or Peter somehow.
They're not even going to do the dead kid from One More Day. They're going to do something. Yeah, well. Ugh.
What was that?
That was Craig.
Okay, I figured.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, we got the backups.
Yeah.
What
the fuck is he doing?
What the fuck is up with this stupid robot?
Yeah, let's just not worry about Craig.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway,
I'm not looking forward to the rest of Spencer's run. I hope it ends.
Yeah.
He's gonna stretch to 100 issues. Who are we kidding? Like.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're getting another 2.5 years of this.
Yeah, and we're gonna give another disappointing answer, and
Yep.
I'm not excited. But was there anything new with King in Black?
Oh yeah. So I guess King of Black 2, that came out like after our last episode, so I'll talk about that. So Null dropped Eddie from the top of a building and almost killed him. He somehow survived landing on a car, which is now just crumpled up, and anyway, Peter's swinging around. His mask is torn, so like you can see his mouth. And he's just swinging around, like, looking for people to save, and he finds Eddie, and it's like, okay, man, come on, I gotta get you up. And then he looks over, and he sees all the other heroes have been, like, nullified. They're all covered in symbiotes, and they look kind of like Null now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I really like a lot of those designs, especially Cyclops. Something about him just looks cool to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, as Peter's like, okay, I can't fight all these guys on my own. And that's when Johnny Storm shows up. And he's like, don't worry, I got this. You go get Eddie out of here. And Peter's like, wait, but fire doesn't hurt these guys like it used to. And Johnny's like, oh, good, that means I don't have to hold back. and he tells Peter, okay, when this is all over, or when you find someone else, tell them I said something cool and heroic. I have a reputation to uphold.
Yeah.
And then he just explodes as Peter's swinging away with Eddie's body.
Which, by the way, guys, I just realized, like, if my voice sounds different, Audacity was stupid and is using my computer's microphone and not my Yeti microphone. So,
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, but hopefully I sound okay. So, oh well, but I don't want to start over again, so.
Yeah, no, we're too deep into this.
Yeah.
Okay, so so Peter swings away. He finds the other heroes, and he takes Eddie to them. He's put on like a hospital bed, and Tony is like, okay, I think I have a plan. We need a dragon. Because we need Venom, and Eddie is currently bleeding out of everything and is dying. So I have an idea. I'm gonna go to one of those dragons. I'm gonna inject it with extremists and hope I can take control of it and bring it back and give it to Eddie so he has a symbiote again to fix him.
Oh no.
And he does it, and it seems to work. Iron Man also gets like a cool new like weird symbiote costume now, which I think it looks awesome. But yeah, he brings it back and he just like dumps it on Eddie and it's like, okay, this will fix you up. And it doesn't work because Null immediately takes control of it again. So then Dylan just does his thing and blows it up. And everyone's like, Reed is there and he's like, wait, you have powers? You can blow up symbiotes? That's amazing. Like, you're a secret weapon. And what is such a great sequence because in all from when Iron Man comes back, like, on every page, there's like the heartbeat monitor from like the hospital bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like you see the spikes going up, and when he dumps the symbiote on him, it starts going crazy. And then Dylan kills the symbiote, and then I think in the next page it slowly just flatlines. And Reed doesn't notice at first because he's so like amazed at Dylan's powers. So he's like, "With you, we can finally beat Null." And everyone's just like, "Reed, shut the fuck up." He's like, "What?" And then he looks over at Eddie. He's like, "Oh yeah." And so Eddie is quote unquote dead, but not really.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Yeah, and then the next Venom issue came out, and I haven't actually read it yet. I'm really behind on that, but at the end of that issue, as far as I can tell anyway, Flash Thompson came back.
What did I tell you?
Yeah, Agent Anti-Venom is back, and he looks amazing.
I
love it.
I was saying, like, at least I believe I was saying that, like, he is coming back. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to sound like a know-it-all when I'm not, which I mean...
No, don't worry. I think everyone who's been reading Venom lately has been like, okay, if Flash doesn't come back in King of Black, he's never coming back.
Yeah. But, God, I need to catch up, and I will. But that is very, very exciting. King of Black is, like, a good event, actually, aside from all the shit tons of tie-ins.
Oh my god, there's so many.
I remember the Snake Town. Who was that with? Like, you and...
Oh, that was a Ben over on The Gorge, another podcast.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Go check out The Gorge. They're a great podcast. It's Ben and Sarah. They just talk about like whatever, mostly video games, but just whatever they feel like.
Yeah. I remember it's like one of y'all was like Marvel, could just do a Snaketown event, but it would be like Snaketown and then like all these fucking stupid tie-ins.
He had this great list where it's two images side by side with each other, and it's one is how events should be, and it's Snaketown. Dr. Doom turns everyone into snakes, and it's Snaketown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then how events actually are, and it's like Avengers Road to Snaketown number 0, what a Fantastic Four Snaketown Prelude number 1, and then Snaketown number 1, and then blah blah, and on all these other tie-ins, and then Snaketown number 2, and then Snaketown number 2 again, and it's like it's just a mess.
Oh god.
But he's so right.
He is. He's very, very right. Oh god. But
I think the worst part is I would totally read Snaketown. Just Dr. Doom turns everybody into snakes. What do you do?
That would just be so fucking fun. That'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, no. Go read King in Black. Don't read ASM. But moving on from that, Morbius got delayed.
Yeah, it did.
It was supposed to come out in 2 months, and then they delayed it to October.
Yeah.
Oof. Clap if you care. I knew the silence was gonna be there, but it's still funny.
Yep. I'm sure all 12 Morbius fans are upset, but
Yeah.
well, to be fair, I think half of them are already upset because Jared Leto's in it.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't know. I was hoping it would be released on like Netflix or on video on demand so we could watch it and do a commentary track for it, but
Yeah, gotta wait until October.
oh well. Yeah. Well.
There's still the Snyder Cut we can watch.
Oh god, I forgot about.
How could you possibly forget?
Oh right, because the movies are so perfect that I can't ever forget. We're watching that for Ray Fisher and Ray Fisher alone.
Yes.
But yeah, no.
And maybe a little bit of Jason Momoa.
Yeah, because
He's gonna be terrible in it, but Jason Momoa's cool.
he's the only one who stood up for Ray Fisher out of the cast at least. But
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? He's like, it's gonna be at first he was like it's gonna be a 4-episode miniseries. Now it's like a 4-hour movie. I'm just like, can you have both options like on the list thing? Like, just change it to either movie or TV series so you can watch it however you want.
Yeah, I feel like the miniseries was going to be the way they were going to go because the whole reason they're doing the Snyder Cut in the first place is so they can get some more people to get HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you want that, then you want to drag out this shit as much as you possibly can then.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess now they're like, just release it all in one movie. I don't care.
Still though, it'd be nice to have the option just in case you want to watch like a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, I guess you still can, just like every hour or so you can pause and take a break.
I don't know how it's gonna be.
Nah.
Critics are definitely not gonna like it because a lot of people just don't like Snyder's movies and are preemptively not liking this.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm like it could be good, it could be bad, it could be a masterpiece.
I'm here to laugh at shirtless Darkseid.
Yeah.
That's all I'm here for.
But yeah, I don't know. But so Morbius is delayed. Venom and Spider-Man are getting delayed, thankfully. Speaking of Spider-Man, the movie, I mean, there has been 2 things that have happened. First, there have been more reports of Charlie Cox being involved in the movie, and reports have said that he's already finished filming the movie.
Yes.
What do you think of those? Do you think those are true?
I will believe them when I see him.
That's valid.
Until either a trailer finally drops and they show Matt Murdock in it, or the movie comes out and I finally see him. That is when I will believe these rumors.
Yeah. When like, I feel like a great teaser trailer, like final stinger for it would be just Peter in like handcuffed and then being like, someone's here to see you, and he's like, who? And he's like, your attorney. And then Charlie Cox just walks in with his cane. That would be...
You have to have the shot be him walking through a hallway, though.
Yeah, true.
He has to be in a hallway.
Like, it could cut to him walking through the hallway and then walking into the room, and then being like, hello, Matt Murdock, I'm your attorney. There's also a report that, like, it'll be a completely new version of him, which is like, at this point, as long as it's Charlie, I don't care.
Yeah, honestly, that's fine. I understand why they're rebooting if they are bringing him in, because it's...
Honestly, it's enough to bring him in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Yeah, honestly, get him and D'Onofrio and at least most of the cast from the Daredevil show.
Just get him, get Eldon Henson, get Deborah Ann Wall, and Vincent D'Onofrio, and that's it. If you want to, you can get Vanessa, but I don't know. It's just like, genuinely, those... I cannot see other people playing those characters at all whatsoever.
Yeah, same. Like... And then, for Jessica Jones, bring I don't know, her and Kilgrave back.
Just them.
And that's really...
Just them.
Yeah, because honestly, everyone else in that show is not great, if I'm being honest. At least in season 2 and beyond.
Everyone, I think, was good in season 1. I thought Trish was good in season 1, and then they ruined her character in season 2.
And then they made fun of her costume in season 3,
and then they sent her to the raft.
Yeah.
I didn't watch season 3, I just know about what happens in it, and I've heard it's not that bad.
I saw bits and pieces. It's alright. It ends on a massive cliffhanger of maybe Kilgrave is back.
Season 2 could have just been about Nuke, and then they just... Season 2 was going to be about Nuke, and then they just murdered him because they didn't want to just fix some of the writing for him. And they just made a shitty story about Jessica's murder mom, who regenerated and has a new face now because they didn't want to get the old actress back. And like,
I forgot about
that. That was so fucking stupid. That was like legitimately...
I forgot all about that.
Like,
oh no.
And then like season 3, and it's like, okay, but then it's like season 3, there are more Kilgrave stories than just the story he had with Jessica. There's like the Purple Children storyline. You could bring him back and have him look like a zombie and explain why his skin is purple, because he's technically dead. Like,
yeah, like you and me had this like back and forth on Twitter a while ago, where it's one of the ideas I had for it was like he's constantly decaying as the season goes on, but he's using his power to make everyone see him as totally normal. But as it goes on, it's starting to weaken and he can't keep it going.
And he is actually purple. And like,
yeah,
the Purple Children storyline would have been like really good for the show, I think. Like,
yeah, that could have been cool.
Because it would have expanded upon the damage Kilgrave has done to people and stuff. And just, like, that would have been great. But they didn't want to, because they just... I guess they were like, no, we don't want to pay for David Tennant. And it's like, you could afford him for season 1. I'm pretty sure you could afford him for... Netflix just got so cheap with those shows. The reason they killed off The reason they killed off Cottonmouth in Luke Cage is because they could not afford Mahershala Ali for more episodes. So instead
I think he died like 4 episodes into season 2.
I think like 4 or halfway into it.
Yeah, but which really sucked because he was the coolest part.
It's just like, either have the money for these actors who you want to get, or just hire different ones that can play the roles well. Because, I don't know. It's just like, it's the same problem I have with, like, the whole Batwoman thing, which, that's another thing. Like, it's just like, there's no reason they couldn't just recast Kate Kane, because
no,
it just gets across like they care more about the actor than the character, and it's like the actor doesn't even care because she left.
The actor, Ruby Rose doesn't give a fuck.
Like, I don't want to imply that she doesn't care, because she did care about it, but she's like, I don't want to put in the elbow grease for a whole season. Like, that wasn't the reason that...
I think there was like 3 reasons why, but they all, it's weird.
Yeah, it's just like... you
I
have
think
a villain.
the one we're going with right now is she just didn't want to commit to full seasons on this show.
And it's just like, you have Hush. You have a villain whose whole thing is that he can surgically change anyone's face, including his own.
Yeah. He wears the Band-Aid, so he's a face.
Just explain that, like, at some point, Hush kidnapped Kate and then changed her face for some stupid reason. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna get into that, but
it's a whole.
Yeah.
And then she dies off screen in a plane crash.
Yeah, I saw about that. That's so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She doesn't die. She quote unquote disappears. So,
but they have no plan for that because it all depends on when Movie Rose wants to come back.
Exactly, which will likely never happen. So that mystery will never be solved, and we're now stuck with, season 1, it was all, where's Bruce, and now for season 2, it's going to be, where's Kate?
Yeah. But, so, I think, I'm very positive now that something is happening with Matt Murdock in Spider-Man 3, especially because of this thing that we'll talk about right now, which is there have been many set photos that have been released from Just Jared. And the first ones, they seem normal, but you notice that Spidey has a new belt. It's still the upgraded suit, but he has a new belt. And it looks so much better.
It does.
It fixes the one problem.
It's more pointed.
It fixes the one problem I had about the Homecoming suit and the Far From Home suit. That, like, the belt wasn't pointed and it had the black straps on it and, like, no webbing on it. And, like, so they fixed that. And now it looks like it did in the comics, and that's cool.
And people have been, like, making edits of that suit now to, like, have, like, the arm, like, the gloves are now, like, more red, and, like, some have even changed the black to be blue. And it's like, just, oh, I love this.
There are apparently Atlanta Filming, the site that leaked some of this stuff, said that there is going to be another suit, which, I mean...
Yeah, which of course there are.
Yeah. Also, like, something they said, so, like, this is going to ruffle film Twitter's feathers, but they're apparently using new technology because of COVID, where it's, like, for actors, they can use CGI to transplant a costume onto them. So you see, like, 3 motion capture dots on the suit in the set photos. I think that's what they're gonna do with it, but, like, it's gonna ruffle people's feathers when I'm like, we're in a pandemic. They're filming this in a pandemic for us to see. So it's like, I don't care. I don't really care about the whole CGI suit stuff. I don't really care about it because I'm just like, it's a suit in a movie. And there are points where it is an actual suit. I do think it gets a bit ridiculous sometimes that they have to, like, make sure there's no wrinkles in it, because it's like...
that is too much for me, because it's like, it's fabric. It's supposed to have wrinkles every once in a while.
Like, with that, I get that, but most of the time I'm just like, I don't really care. I think it's fine, but... So we saw that, which, seeing that was cool enough, but then... yesterday, some set photos came out showing, like, a full scene of the movie. So basically, it's confirmed that at least a portion of this movie is set during the winter, during Christmas and Hanukkah time, and I think that's so cool. That's, like, one of the things we wanted. Like, that's...
Live-action Spider-Man in the snow.
Why does it feel like they've been listening to what people were saying they wanted from the third movie? Like, kind of...
Have they been listening to this podcast? We just didn't know.
Is Kevin Feige listening right now?
He was actually our first follower. We never knew.
I'd imagine. But Yeah, no. What's cool is that, well, first we see Peter, like, carrying some kind of paper with him. He's wearing his outfit from Homecoming, too. He just has a coat
Yeah.
over it, which that's pretty interesting and cool. And then we see that MJ is working at this donut coffee shop, and apparently Ned works there, too. At least that's what
Yeah,
Jessica...
I remember reading that part.
Yeah, we didn't see any set photos of Ned, but we just saw her working there. Like, and like and apparently, like, the description of it was, Peter goes in with a piece of paper, looking to maybe ask MJ out, but seems to think better of it when he gets in, and then Shay slides him his coffee and he leaves. And first of all, he's walking around like completely normal. So
Yes.
I have to feel like this is the end of the movie.
Yeah, I feel like this is towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And there wasn't any implication that like anything romantic was going on. Well, like there. So my theory is that Doctor Strange has used his magic thing to make everybody in the world forget that Peter's Spider-Man.
Yes.
And Ned and MJ don't remember. And I know this is like and people were saying maybe this is a flashback. Well, it's not a flashback because MJ is wearing the necklace that Peter got for her.
Yeah, she's wearing the necklace from Far From Home.
Yeah, the Black
so
Dahlia
it can't be
necklace.
back in Homecoming.
Yeah. So I think that this is basically Peter got Doctor Strange to erase everybody's memory of him, and like kind of erased his relationship with MJ.
Yeah, because their relationship took off when, he revealed that he was Spider-Man and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if she doesn't remember anything connected to that, then that whole relationship no longer exists in her brain.
So it would kind of be One More Day.
Yes.
I think this would be way better.
But more interesting.
And like Peter actually having consequences for what he did, because in One More Day, it's just that he doesn't want to lose Aunt May and sacrifices. He doesn't sacrifice everything else for like selflessness. He sacrifices everything for selfishness, and that's the difference. And you could say him wanting to keep his identity a secret is selfishness, but I don't think so. I think that's him making sure everybody's safe.
It'll protect everyone he knows and cares about.
Yeah. So
and I also want this because that way we can fix Aunt May, because she's the biggest problem I have with these movies, I think, so far.
She was good in Homecoming, and then Far From Home did nothing with her.
No. Like, they did nothing interesting with the idea that Aunt May knows Peter is Spider-Man now.
And, like, again, I use the excuse of, like, they were dealing with a bunch of other stuff, but it's still just, like, they didn't do anything with that.
You can't just hand-wave it away, is the problem. Like, you set it up, and now it's just like, oh, no, she's totally cool with it.
I feel like we'll get flashbacks to Peter stuff in this movie. I feel like we might get flashbacks to... Because other people have said this, So Civil War takes place in June of 2016, and that's 6 months after Peter got his powers. So he would have gotten his powers around December. So Uncle Ben would have died around December, so around Christmas time. They could
that's sad.
They could do something with that, since this movie is going to be during the holidays. So
Yeah, like, we've been saying for a while that if Uncle Ben isn't mentioned in this movie, he's never going to get mentioned.
Oh, hold on one sec. Someone's at my door.
Okay. But, so, Spidey 3, there's winter, finally. It's snowing, and, I'm just trying to fill up the dead air. Don't mind me. And then, Yeah, so I really like that idea that like Peter wipes everyone's memories that he's Spider-Man, which is consequence and not just a get out of jail free card this time. And I don't know, maybe Daredevil will be there. Who knows?
I am back.
Hello.
I just got my phone.
Hey, nice.
I'm gonna live unboxing of Alec's new iPhone. Swear to God, I'm gonna cut myself. I'm gonna accidentally cut myself. Well, I did a week or so ago. I accidentally cut my finger.
Oh.
But it was fine. I was just opening a package. Just need to make sure everything's in here. Okay, I have the package thing for like when I trade in my phone, so that's good. I have my case. Yep, I have my case. And I got the iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Hey.
Yeah. I wanted to get the blue one because that looked really cool, but Verizon was all sold out of it. And it wouldn't get here till March. And so.
Yeah, that's way too late.
Yeah. But yay. Alright, sorry for that, everybody. I was waiting on that.
Nah, you're good.
And I needed to pick it up at the door because if I didn't, then they wouldn't.
They just take it away.
Yeah, because since it's an iPhone, it's like you have to sign for it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got that. I got an OtterBox case. If y'all want a good case that like actually protects your phone, get an OtterBox like Defender because those are very good. Anyway, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was just trying to fill the dead air with Spider-Man 3. It looks fun.
Yeah.
His winner and stuff.
Oh, also, all the posters that are on the bulletin board, the Mysterio ones.
Yeah.
And there's
it's poster of Mysterio with "I believe" written on it.
There's this new one that someone just posted on Twitter. I'm sending the photo to you.
Shit.
It's of his face from the video, where it says Mysterio spoke truth, and then "I believe" at the bottom.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love the propaganda shit. I love it. It's
so great. That's what you need. Shit like this is putting my fears of this movie at rest.
Like, I was so worried that, like, this movie was gonna be, like, was gonna skip over the stuff. Like, I wasn't as worried as some others, because, like, it was big
I
enough.
was very worried.
I wasn't worried just because I believed what some others have said about, like, no, I believed when Feige was like, we're gonna do this big, insane Peter Parker story that's never been done before. But, like, it's definitely nice to know that, yes, they are going to continue on with this storyline. So, I'm very excited to see where this movie goes. But, okay. Are there any other thoughts you have on Spidey 3?
Not really. Just it looks fun, and I hope it's good.
Oh, also, apparently Tom Holland signed on for a 4th Spidey film, so that puts my fears to rest that he's going to get pulled out at the end of this movie of the MCU, because I think they're going to do another trilogy.
I think that is at least what Feige wants.
Get Rick Famuyiwa to do the next trilogy.
Yeah.
He was going to do the Flash movie before they booted him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That
movie is a disaster.
It is. I love it.
I know it's not even out yet, but I still hate it.
I love Andy Muschietti as a director, but this movie is turning into the DC / into the Batverse, and
I was going to say it's into the Batverse,
and it's just anyway.
I don't want that.
I just wanted Grant to be the Flash in the movies. That's all I wanted.
I I just want Flash to fight a big gorilla on the big screen. Is that too much?
Yes, apparently.
Well, I'll fight you. I want it. And I will get it someday. The fact I get that on the small screen, on the fucking CW, but not in the movie.
Yeah. Pain.
All I know is pain.
For real. Ugh. But,
Speaking of pain, do we get to talk about the dick thing now? Like the main topic?
oh yeah.
We ran out of things to put it off with.
Yeah, so, everybody. 4, 3, 2, 1.
One.
Abrams, Spidey, yay! Yeah.
I was sure what you were doing there, but I'm glad you did that.
I was surprised you didn't know just from me saying 4, because that's what they did.
God, it's so bad.
It is. It's okay.
I think it was Xavier Godzilla Mendoza who said best, where it's who the hell starts a countdown at 4?
Yeah, it's just. It's
especially with Spider-Man.
It's Marvel loves playing. It feels like Marvel just loves playing practical jokes on Spider-Man fans. Anyway,
every day.
Yeah. So, a while back, in summer of 2019, there was a specific Spidey countdown. It started with 4 and made people think, oh, Spider-Man 4, right? Maybe a comic of what the movie could have been, because that's not unrealistic. Like, right?
No, it's been done before.
Like
I'm pretty sure the original Alien 3 script was turned into a comic.
Yeah, it was, and like Fight Club 2 was turned into a graphic novel. Like it's not unheard of to turn like a movie that
it's been done before.
Yeah, and also like the Batman '89 comic thing that was pitched around. So like, and that didn't happen, but it was well known enough to where like it could have. So it's like here's what happened. So Marvel started with number 4. Alex Ross saw that and jumped on the bandwagon, which made people think that Spider-Man 4 is actually happening, when really he was just using the hashtag to boost his art.
Which it's understandable, but also like, man, you work in this industry, so if you do something like that, then everyone's going to make assumptions.
Yep. Then the next day it was 3, and then people still had some hope because it started with 4. So
yes.
Then the countdown happened for the next few days, and then they were like, J.J. Abrams and his son writing a Spider-Man book. Yay! And that's it.
And everyone's collective reaction was a shrug and walking away.
I was kind of like, look, okay, I like J.J. Abrams stuff.
You were the one defender I ever saw.
Because I was like, I like J.J. Abrams sometimes. I really love The Force Awakens. I think it's a great movie.
I agree.
I have issues with Rise of Skywalker, but I really like it still. I love Mission Impossible 3. I
forgot that was him.
Yeah, I don't think JJ's a bad writer or director, but he has his trouble spots, and this was, oh boy. So we talked about, basically him and his son were like, hey, we're writing a Spidey book, and it's a standalone one. There's this new villain called Cadaverous. Ooh. And we're like, okay. I was kind of like, well, let's just wait and see. Let's see what this is, because it could be interesting. Then
I was like, well, that book exists, I guess. I'll read it.
Then the first issue came out, and I was in denial.
Yeah. You were in the most denial ever.
Yeah, this is before Nick Spencer's run got bad, so I was just like...
Yeah, this was when it was still like there was hope.
So I was like, I want to enjoy Spidey media, so I was like, I will try my best to see past the flaws and enjoy this, and then it just got too much to ignore, so...
Yeah. The problem is if you see past the flaws, then you see nothing.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing but flaws.
Yeah.
Except for the artwork, which remained pretty consistently good for the most part.
Yeah, because Sarah Pacelli's great.
Yes.
But, so here's the rundown of the full story. Well, first of all, it's very clear that it's not really J.J. Abrams writing. It's basically his son writing and J.J. like giving oversight.
Which, to be fair, that's what they said it was going to be when they finished the countdown.
Yeah. So it's like... But anyway, so it starts out, there is a battle in the snow. Peter's arm is pulverized.
Yup.
And Peter and MJ are like, let's get out of here, we gotta go. Then Cadaver shows up with his totally not xenomorph army.
His cyborg zombie xenomorphs.
And so they're fighting, and then MJ gets fridged. And,
Yeah. Like, just straight up, she gets... Cadaverous uses his big claw hand and stabs her and then throws her off the bridge, because that's what you do with Spider-Man girlfriends.
Yep. It's just...
So then we cut to the funeral, and it turns out Peter and MJ had a kid.
named Ben.
Oh, I wonder who he's named after.
Ooh, it's a mystery. It's a lemony mystery. But then we cut to 12 years later, and Ben's an angsty teenager now. Very, very angsty. More angsty than Peter. And
yeah, he's so angsty he doesn't have a personality.
Yeah, his personality's all over the place.
If halfway through he completely shifts.
Yeah, like first he doesn't want to be Spider-Man, then he does it to impress his goth GF, and
yeah, God,
you can tell this book is written by a Gen Zer. It's
and you can tell it's written by a man.
Yeah, because okay, here's what happened. So here's the background. So Peter left his son to May, and he's just traveling, doing jobs and stuff, and living separate.
Yeah, he's like a war photographer or something now.
Yeah, and he has like a hook arm now. I don't know if that's the proper term for it, but basically it's like if
he has a prosthetic?
Yeah, he's a prosthetic arm, the one that's like a hook kind of.
Yeah. It's not like it has like a hand on it.
And so basically it's like, what if Mayday, but he loses his arm instead, and Mayday is a boy instead.
It's literally like this story is the worst parts of Mayday Spider-Girl and Spider-Man Reign rolled into one.
Mm-hmm. And so like Ben is getting detention a lot because he keeps beating people up in school. And at this point he doesn't even know he has powers, which is odd to me.
He's just really strong, I guess.
Like that
is what his thought is.
And it's just like, so Peter is very much like, a coward now. Doesn't want to get involved in fights and stuff, and is like, you can't do stuff because then you'll just make it worse. Ooh. And he and Ben fight a lot, and Ben gets attention, and he meets Faye Ito, who is his goth GF, and she goes on this spiel about how a male teacher is being very sexist, and she poured green paint on him, which, cool, but at the same time you can tell it's written by a man.
Yes.
Because it's not done with any realism or...
No.
So, yeah, and...
She was one line away from saying #MeToo.
Really, it's like, imagine that episode of The Flash where they say #feminism all the fucking time in it, and think that's good representation. Like there is a
That
scene.
was bad.
There is a scene where Joe is talking to his stepdaughter, and she talks about Doctor Who, and he's like, "I didn't know you were a fan of Doctor Who," and she's like, "I am now that he's a woman." #feminism, and I'm like,
Ha 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 ha. Yeah.
I get what they were going for, but
I understand, but dial it back a bit.
the CW has no grace or subtlety, and it's also very ironic because around that time is when who was the guy who was really being inappropriate on set a lot? And
The guy who played Ralph Dibny, I think.
oh no, one of the producers.
Oh. Yeah, I don't remember that guy's name.
Yeah, me neither. But one producer of the shows was harassing a lot of actors on set, and he got fired. And this was around that time, so ironic. But it's like that, where it's just very tone deaf, and very much an exaggeration of what men. It's basically what men think feminism actually is, and it's like, no, I mean, you're around the ballpark, but you're not in the field.
No, you're in the stand. You're in the parking lot.
You're in the park. You're not even in the parking lot. You're at the front gate, not being let in because you don't have enough money to get a ticket.
You were handing them a piece of paper that you colored red to say, "Here's my ticket."
This analogy is getting out of control.
It's drawn in crayon. Okay, I'm done.
I mean, it's a good analogy. But
it's fun to expand on analogies to the point where they don't make sense anymore.
Was it Andrew Kreisberg? Is that the person? I don't know.
Probably. Anyway, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So after that, he goes back home and he has like a nightmare where he's surrounded by blood, and his mom is like, "Hi, I'm dead. Bye." And he wakes up on the ceiling.
And then we see Cadaverous eating sausages off of his fingers. It's so fucking funny. Like it.
I will admit, I actually really like that. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
As like where he's a giant cyborg monster man, but he likes to eat sausages, so he uses his like claw as a fork.
And we see somebody in this tube who he's talking to, and we think it's MJ at first.
Yep.
But no. But basically, Ben wakes up and he's on the ceiling, and May's like, "Come down, go upstairs into the attic, and just rummage through some stuff, and you'll find it." Then he finds the suit. Then the next issue is him being like, "No, I don't want to be Spider-Man. I don't want to be part of this." And like he's saying, "I hate
my dad lied to me.
He shot at me. He hates me.
He hates me."
He's God, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
But yeah, basically we see. All right. Oh, hold on. James is texting me. If James pops in, which he might, I have to let him know that he has to record his own audio because Craig is.
Yes, do that because Craig blew up.
Yeah. So give me a sec.
Yeah. Okay. So while you're doing that, can I like continue with the synopsis? Or okay. So So he lied to me. Blah blah blah. He hates me. So then he. God, okay. I will admit though, these like next two issues are kind of a blur to me, so I'm trying to remember.
I read them all yesterday.
Okay, good. So your memory's better than mine. It doesn't. Ito Faye show up.
Yeah, she like talks to him. She talks to him in school when he's like reflecting on dad stuff, and she's like. And all of a sudden, she's like super nice to him now for some reason, because I guess it's because she knows that he beat up the bully guy.
I guess.
So she's like super into him now. And so she's like, "Hey, you want to hang out later?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then she shows up wearing how do I describe this? It's like they tried to do a Black Cat thing with her, but very weird.
Awful.
Yeah, very awful, and just not something someone would wear.
Ever, really? Like,
Yeah.
it's a really bad costume.
Yeah.
Isn't her quote-unquote superhero name like The Marker or something?
Yeah.
Get it? Because she spray paints everything. Which is why she wears a cat costume?
I guess. I don't know. They could have easily just had her be like, oh, I remember Black Cat. I like her, so I'm going to dress like her. Like,
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if there was an idea that she was Felicia's daughter.
yeah. I don't know. It's
Because I guarantee you the bully was supposed to be Flash's kid.
Mm-hmm.
He even looks like him.
I mean, yeah. At the very least, they're just representations, I guess, of, like, that stuff.
They're supposed to fill in the same roles as those members of the supporting cast.
Yeah. Which, by the way, James said he's just going to pop in after we're done, so...
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you don't... Well, yeah, no. Anyway, I was just making that clear to you and everybody. But,
Okay.
so she shows up and she's like, you need a costume. So he's like, oh shit, I burnt my dad's suit. And May's like, he had more
And
than
May's
one.
like, don't worry, I got a backup.
So he has another, and it's weird that May's totally fine with, like, this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It basically... Oh, also Peter was going on a plane in the issue. Or maybe it was last issue, I don't know. But basically, like, May was calling him, being like, you're being a bad father. And he's like, no, I'm doing this for you and him. But then, like, he goes to another country and takes a picture of people suffering.
He covered wars, you know.
Yeah. So, Faye and Ben go, tag stuff. And then they get caught by police. And then somehow the web shooters were in the suit. So,
I guess.
He flies off with Faye, and then they're like, and they're getting away, and then they're like, she's like, no, we can be heroes and stuff, and I don't really get what the point of what she's talking about is.
I guess it's because, like, all the other superheroes are either dead or retired.
Yeah, all the Avengers are dead except for Tony.
Yeah, who now kind of looks like Stan Lee and is just sitting in the hot rod from the MCU movies.
Yeah, which we'll get to that in a bit, but...
we will.
So, Cadaverous sees that Spider-Man is quote-unquote back, and then he destroys Oscorp. Oscorp serves no purpose in this story.
Oh, no.
Like, it
has absolutely no connection to anything in this storyline whatsoever.
So I'm just like, did Cadaverous just wait 12 years just sitting in his pod, like, just eating sausages, waiting? Like...
He had that big stick of dynamite sitting under Oscorp for 12 years waiting for this day.
It's like, it's gonna happen any moment now. I'm waiting.
No, it was a stick of dynamite. It was like one of those big, like, cartoon ball bomb things. Like the big black ball with the fuse. Just one of the cyborg xenomorphs is right there with a match, just waiting for the command.
It's gotten all rusted from waiting 12 years when they're there.
It's got cobwebs forming over it.
Oh, it's so funny.
We're giving Cadaverous way more character than he actually has with this.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah. So he blows up Oscorp, and then a bunch of Cadaverous' children go to kill some guy, and Ben goes to save him, and he does, and then he swings away, and then he gets home, and Peter's there waiting for him, because Peter saw on the TV that Spidey was back.
Yeah.
And then he was
So
like...
he immediately went home.
He was like, Ben, you gotta stop this. You can't, and then it's just the two of them talking over each other, and it's just like, dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
And like,
And then Cadaver shows up and stabs Peter through the chest.
yep, just straight up impales him on his sausage fingers. Literally though.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure there's still some grease left over on there.
Yes. God,
It's in his wounds.
It is. Ugh. God, it's just like, so he takes Peter and then just leaves Ben, even though Ben is the one in the suit.
Right, and it's like, you could also take him, because I'm sure he's got the blood you want to, and he does.
No. We need Peter. So Cadaverous takes Peter, and then Ben and Faye go to Stark Industries, and the one saving grace of the story shows up. Riri Williams.
Oh yeah, she's here.
She's actually good. Okay.
Yeah, she's all right.
Like, I have like no qualms about her in this story. I think her writing is fine. I like her.
She doesn't really do much, but she's here and she doesn't make me want to die.
Yeah. She's the CEO of Stark Industries, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
But like, again, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
So they're like, let us go. We need to talk to Stark. And so Riri, I guess Ben tells her he's Ben Parker, and she's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
So
she takes them to like the statue memorial of all the dead Avengers and pushes a button revealing the secret elevator.
Mm-hmm.
So then they go down under there and they find Tony, who, as I said earlier, kind of looks like Stan Lee now and is just drunk in the hot rod from the MCU movies. And he just says a bunch of MCU quotes, basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Because, that's what people know Iron Man about, so we're going to do that.
And, like, yeah, and then he's like, then Ben is like, you knew my dad once, and he shows him the suit. And then one moment I think is kind of okay is when he realizes, oh shit, this is Peter's kid. And, like, implies that like, Peter introduced him to his son before, like, way back when.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of, like, cool, but it's only like a brief.
It doesn't really mean anything.
It doesn't really mean anything, because it's not like we've seen any flashbacks, so.
No.
But basically, they tell him what's happened with Cadaverous, and then we see Peter hooked up with a bunch of, like, intestinal things in him.
He's got a bunch of tubes sticking out of his stomach now.
And, like, his blood is being fed into Cadaverous's wife. Because we find out, we find out that
Hey kids, you like Amazing Spider-Man 2?
No.
Well, too bad.
We're doing that again.
But worse.
Somehow worse.
In every way, so much worse.
It's like, I'm confused on this history, honestly, even after reading it again. I was like,
Okay, so from my understanding is, in this universe, Ben Parker worked for Stark Industries to make, I guess, an immortal serum?
Something like that to, like, cure people of illnesses and stuff.
Yeah, he wanted to cure cancer or whatever.
And they use spiders. They use spiders to do it. So basically, Cadaverous.
They use spiders to do it, and they use his blood to do it.
So basically, somehow Cadaverous and his crew are, like, part spider-ish, and he uses Peter's blood to bring his dead wife back to life. We find out that Cadaverous and his wife are just two unknown people. I don't even remember their names.
I think Cadaverous' name is Ivan, and the wife is, I don't remember, Minka, I think.
Yeah, but it's just like,
they don't matter because they're nobody.
Yeah.
They're just random ex-Stark employee. Like, you know how people complain about how the MCU movies, their villains feel more connected to Iron Man than Spider-Man?
Yeah.
This is like the ultimate of that.
Essentially, yeah. It's just
they're straight up Iron Man villains that got turned into Spider-Man villains.
The point of Iron Man is, like, no point in this story. Like,
he's just here to explain the plot.
Yeah, and it's just like, so, then the Avengers get brought back to life because Cadaverous experimented on them too.
Yeah, he kept them around as cyborg zombies because now we're ripping off Future's End.
Nothing was interesting. Nothing interesting was done with them because they don't even talk. They just fight.
Yeah, they kind of talk, but they don't say anything interesting.
Yeah, and then they get beaten, and then
I think the only line I remember is like Tony sees Thor. It's like, I thought you were dead, and Thor's like, we are.
yeah,
And he has a stupid like axe with like nails sticking out of it.
yeah, it's bad.
What is up with that? I don't.
What's up with that? Sorry,
Nothing.
I was doing the sign thing, but yeah, no. So Minka gets brought back to life, and now she's turning into a giant spider.
Yep, she's turning into a big
She's
spider
turning
lady.
into goddess.
She is.
Oh my god. So
Okay, but I will grant this book this much. At least this makes more sense than Goddess.
that's true. That's true. But
You have 1 point, book. You have one.
yeah, it's like so. Like they take Peter out of his tube, and somehow he's like fine, despite with
Yeah, he's totally just okay.
he has a bunch of
despite
tubes
having
still
no
in
blood.
his stomach, but he's fine. And like pin him
And
down,
it has like no blood.
and they pin him down, and just like the wife starts and Minka starts experimenting and being like, no, his blood is not pure. He's not the key. His son is. Ooh.
Yeah. It's because Peter doesn't have enough blood for them to like extract, so they need the sun.
Yeah, and so like what was I gonna say? So like Riri suited up,
Yeah, and the cyborg zombie Avengers are all dead.
and then Minka beats up Cadaverous because he's a simp, and
He is.
she is the e-girl who breaks his heart because she's like, I didn't
Yeah.
even care about you. You were always in the way of everything.
Yeah.
And then she takes Peter and
I assume it's to the Brooklyn George Washington Bridge because she loves money.
yeah, bringing it back in the new year. So much fun.
Oh yeah.
But
Every chance I get, I'll bring it back.
God, you know what sucks and hurts?
What?
It's been 1 year
What?
since we did the episode on the Morbius trailer.
Oh my god.
This 2020 has been a long month.
I refuse to believe it's been that
It
long.
has been. It has been.
No.
At least like not exactly a year yet, but in like a week or so, it will be.
No.
Yeah,
I hate
me
time.
too.
I hate it.
But
Anyway.
so Minka takes Peter to the George Washington Bridge, and the bridge where MJ died on, and has him rung up in a spider web, and is like Venom in Spider-Man 3. Stop us if you can, Spider-Man.
Yep.
So she's like, Benjamin Parker, come get your father. And so
And then he does, and he gets beaten up and then kidnapped by the cyborg xenomorphs.
yeah, and so Davros.
And Peter just keeps screaming "my boy" over and over again for some reason.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Who talks like that?
I don't know. I really do not.
The answer is nobody except maybe the Abrams.
Maybe JJ always says "my boy, my boy." What if this is just Henry Abrams like venting his childhood trauma over his dad leaving to shoot movies a lot?
Okay, I was gonna talk about that at the end, but I genuinely believe that's what this book is.
Because I mean, it kind of makes sense, and I'm not trying to assume anything about. I do not think J.J. Abrams or Henry Abrams are bad people at all.
No, I don't think they're bad people. I don't think they're necessarily good writers.
Yeah, it's just this. We'll get into the nepotism discussion in a bit, but like,
Oh yeah.
but basically, so Ben's like, so you need that key to revive your wife as she was. Can it work on anybody? And Cadaver's like, shut up. And then one of his children just beats the shit out of him, And then it's like, follow me, Ben. And then
Yeah.
I want y'all to take 3 guesses right now as to who this could be. Okay, I'll give you 3 multiple choice, all right? Multiple choice. So, A, it's Uncle Ben. B, it's Mary Jane. C, it's Gwen Stacy. Yeah, I'll give you a bit to think about that before we reveal. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I picked J. Jonah Jameson.
Imagine, though. Imagine.
That would have been amazing, and you know it.
Imagine, no, it's JJ, but he's in the it's just the exact same position of who it turns out to be, so he's like being all lovey with me. Okay, I'm sorry.
His cyborg zombie xenomorph has his mustache on it.
And he's like, so how do I look? And
the serum only grows back the mustache and nothing else. So it's just a regular mustache sticking on top of like this robot xenomorph head.
It's Peter being like, who are you? And he's like, I think you know, Menace.
Oh no. We're writing a way better ending than what we got.
But basically, Ben and the one child of Cadaverous escape. And they get out, and at some point, basically, the child of Cadaverous goes to... So they both go to fight Minka, and Riri and Tony suited back up as Iron Man, yay! And Faye is there, even though she has no power. She's just crawling on everything, using some disintegrator gun. Like,
I guess.
I don't know. But, Peter's like on the ground, and the child of Cadaverous has the key and is like, this will restore you to who you once were. And then he's like, who are you? And then the child's like, I think you know, Tiger. So
that's right, everyone.
So
the answer was Flash Thompson.
Peter's one true love.
It's true.
That would have been a great writing choice, honestly.
That would have been awesome.
Peter Flash ship is soaring. Sorry, but
as it should.
As it should. As long as it's not Spidey Pool. That's my motto from now on. As long as it's not Spidey Pool.
I agree. I'll take any other Spider-Man ship.
We think that MJ revives Peter, but
actually
gets Peter, and somehow Peter just turned it around and used it on her. I don't know how he did that with one arm.
With this one arm.
But he did, and then he injected Mary Jane with it, and so her helmet comes off, and she's like totally normal again.
She's just a regular human
with spider powers, because the children of Cadaverous have spider powers. I guess.
I don't think it's. I think it's because the serum is made from spider blood.
That's true.
Like radioactive spider blood.
Yeah.
So it just the spider blood, radioactive spider blood.
So MJ gets spider powers. Another actually good part of the story. Not in terms of execution, but just in the fact that she gets spider powers.
We ripped off everything. Now we got to rip off Renew Your Vows.
That's true. We come full circle at the end.
We do.
So
we took all we could from Mayday. Now we're taking everything from anime.
They really did name her Anime. Oh my god.
They really did.
But I don't exactly know how this happens, but basically they defeat the spider, and then MJ's like, so how do I look? And Ben's like, just like the pictures. And then there's like a very weirdly written goodbye between all of them. And Peter shoves them both.
Peter's bones are all broken, I guess.
He's dying.
So like he's gonna die. I guess they remembered, oh yeah, he has no blood.
Yeah. So So he's like, goodbye. Then he shoves them off the bridge, and then he blows up.
Yeah, I had to reread it multiple times to figure out what the hell happened. It's because cadavers start fighting, the big spider lady, and all of his xenomorphs had a bunch of grenades on them.
That's right. He had a bunch of bombs. I remember that now.
Yeah, so cadavers had enough and was just like, I'm gonna blow you up now.
If I
And he
can't
does.
have you, no one will.
Nobody.
He really is a simp.
And then he is. Cadaverous is just another addition to the never-ending list of horrible mystery Spider-Man villain reveals.
Ugh. We have two simp villains. We have Kindred and we have Cadaverous.
Neither of them are very good.
Oh, I forgot to mention, what makes Harry as Kindred so bad is that he's still hung up on all this shit that he said he was over.
Yeah. Yep.
He's still hung up on MJ being taken from him and his daddy being mean.
Yep. And it's... So anyway, the Peter blow up, but
yeah.
Ben and MJ safe. And then they have the funeral.
And nothing happens between Faye and Ben, even though that was set up.
No, we never get any confirmation because it really seems like the Abrams were banking on this being successful enough to like spin off into their own Abramsverse.
Yeah.
Because they set up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Alyssa? Oh, hi. Sorry, I'm just finishing up a podcast, so.
No, it's a burglar coming to burgle you.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You did just get a new phone.
I did, yes. So
there's something to steal. Anyway, then the story ends with May coming into the room saying, Tony left something for you guys to Ben and MJ, and puts the briefcase in front of them and opens it, revealing two new spider suits with Miles' logo for some reason.
And that's where it ends.
Yep.
No resolution, no actual ending, just...
No. Now they're both spider people.
Yay.
I think I'm perfectly able to say that this is probably the worst Spider-Man comic of the past decade.
Probably, at the very least. Since
I can't think of a worse one. Yeah, honestly, since One More Day, I will go even further and say One More Day was the last one that was as bad as this.
Yeah, it's bad. By the way, sorry everybody, that was my sister coming home from work. But yeah, no, it's terrible.
Nothing about it is good.
Yeah. It's oh god, okay, so where do we begin? First off, is there anything about this story that is at the very least okay to you? Anything about not the story, just anything about the comic overall.
Aside from the art, no.
Valid. I again, the art is great because Sarah Pacelli can do no wrong. Oh, by the way, wait, I thought
What?
I saw a notification from Discussing Films saying that the first trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong was released, but that did not happen, so, oh well.
Of course not. We're not going to see that 3 seconds of footage is all we're going to see until it comes out.
Honestly, yeah.
I want to love that movie. I want to watch it and love it. They need to fucking market it.
Honestly. I don't really have much faith in it, though, because it's directed by the guy who directed the Death Note movie.
Oh, why'd you remind me?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
He's gonna call everybody who criticizes it trolls for several weeks on Twitter.
Can I Can I get like at least in this movie can like just Ryuk from the Death Note movie just show up as a giant kaiju monster?
Nope.
Can I get Willem Dafoe
Nope.
playing Ryuk as a big kaiju?
No.
Can I get but why?
Because you do not deserve happiness.
You're right.
You do, but that's what Adam wins. I joke about that stuff. It's just funny.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
But,
don't worry, I got you.
But yeah, no, it's just like so. Pretty much like I don't know. It's just the story is so. It's such a fucking mess from like, and it definitely was not planned. It definitely was not planned.
No, like I guarantee you, Cadaverous was supposed to be somebody, but then they were like, no, because something we didn't actually talk about is this book got delayed how many times?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was supposed to just be a consecutive like 5-month story. I think there was supposed to be a 6th issue, wasn't there?
There was. I remember specifically there was going to be 6 issues, and now there's only 5.
And they stretched it out from 2019 to the end of 2020 because they kept
They kept delaying it over and over again.
Because Marvel did not want this book to be in any kind of limelight.
No, because they hyped it up so much with that countdown and everything, and then the first issue came out and everyone hated it, so it probably went through like 12 rewrites.
Why did they greenlight the book? Why? Like, I don't understand.
Because look, Big Movie Man name on book, that sell book. Big Movie Man popular, people like Big Movie Man. Look here, Big Movie Man book. Oh no, everyone hate Big Movie Man book. Oh no.
Oh no, Big Movie Man released divisive movie. Oh no.
Maybe Big Movie Man was a bad idea.
Baby, so...
We need another Big Movie Man.
Wait, Big Movie Man is having his son write the book instead of himself. Shit. Fuck.
Oh no.
You want to talk about
Big
the nepotism?
Movie Man's son. Oh yeah, no, let's talk about the nepotism, because that's what this book is.
Yeah, you made a very good cover of the book. So this book has different titles. First of all, it's just Spider-Man.
Yes.
Then there's Spider-Man Cadaverous, and then Spider-Man Bloodline, or Bloodlines.
Yeah, I think Bloodlines is the official one now.
Yeah.
I like to call it Spider-Man nepotism.
Mm-hmm. Because it is.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
This is literally, Henry Abrams getting a job at Marvel because his daddy asked him.
Mm-hmm. Essentially.
And of course they gave them their biggest character to write with, because why wouldn't they?
Instead of Darkhawk or something.
Honestly, if you want to get your kid into the comic industry, maybe have a deal where you just write a one-off issue or something with someone, because a 6-issue mini is
because if you fail at it, it's going to be a spectacular failure if it's
again, issue 1, everyone decided they hated it by the end.
Exactly.
Not even by the end, by page 4.
As soon as MJ got stabbed, people were like, no.
Yeah.
So it's just again, I do not think that Henry Abrams should just quit writing altogether, but
no,
it shouldn't have been this way.
He needs way more practice before he can actually get into the industry.
Yeah. Because
this is a very bad first outing.
Because I promise, if I was given a Spider-Man book right now, it would be bad. If
I was given one, it'd be garbage.
I'd have some ideas, or at the very least, I'd be like, can I just have it be a one-off or something? Can I do that? But they'd be like, nope. Because first of all, I have never written comics. I do not know what the process is for that. Like, because it's different from writing a script or a story. It's like,
like I will say, don't watch the Marvel 616 episode about the Marvel method, because that thing is just 45 minutes of making fun of Dan Slott.
well, watch it if you want to see Dan Slott get made fun of. But
Well, I mean, yes, but don't watch it if you expect like actually good advice on how to make a comic book, because the Marvel method is outdated and bad for a reason. And Dan Slott's like one of 3 people there who still uses it. And he doesn't even use it correctly.
Yeah. Pain. It's
all we know.
That's all I know.
Why are we here? Just to suffer.
Oh, thank God. Fuck.
We gotta get Cypher. The bastards that took my arm and my leg. I need revenge, Snake.
When you said Cypher, I thought you meant Cypher from the Matrix.
Oh no, I meant like the Patriots from Metal Gear.
Surprise, asshole! Sorry, I'm looking at my case right now.
No, you're good. It's more interesting than the story.
Yeah. Ugh. God, I just, like... I don't... Like... I think that nobody should be written off after one bad story, but it's just like... Don't do this again. Like, just Marvel or... Marvel...
DC, Image, whoever is making comics these days.
Yeah, just don't do this again.
No.
Because it's stupid and shitty.
It's very bad.
It's poo-poo.
Like, you have like actually talented writers out there who have proven themselves multiple times. And you don't go hire them. You go hire Big Movie Man's son.
Mm-hmm.
Because Big Movie Man put money in pocket. Except he doesn't, because I'm pretty sure this comic sold like shit.
It did.
Because everyone read the first issue and decided no.
Pain, nothing but pain.
And anyone who decided to continue it, I'm sure, read it on fucking piracy sites.
Yeah.
Because who's gonna pay for this?
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I bought the first 2 issues and then decided no.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's awful.
Yeah. God.
So that was Spider-Man nepotism. It happened. And may it never happen again.
Yeah, please. Is there anything else
I
we
don't
missed?
want an Abrams verse. I don't think so. Let me double check the agenda.
Oh, what do you think was the worst part of it? Like, what out of all the bad things, what do you think was the worst?
Probably the Amazing Spider-Man 2 bit.
Yeah.
Where they just steal the magic blood plot wholesale.
Yeah.
And then the cyborg zombie Avengers from Future's End show up.
Yeah.
Which I will say right now, superhero comics, stop it with the cyborg zombies. You can't make them work. Especially you, DC. You fucked it up twice.
Yeah.
Both in Future's End and in Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the worst title ever. I hate it. That movie is such a shit show.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when Starfire got ripped in half off screen and you just see her intestines on the floor.
God.
Because that's what this movie is.
Yeah. God, it's fucked up.
Also Paradooms.
Mm-hmm.
Paradoom is the best name ever. And I love that they keep saying it with a straight face over and over again.
Yeah.
Even Darkseid says it, and it's like, why?
Ugh. I hate everything.
Yeah. So that was our second year anniversary, everybody.
Yay.
Good night.
I have to let James that will almost be over and we'll almost be done in a sec.
Yeah. Good. We do need to wrap up soon because my phone battery's at like 18%. Because apparently, voice memo drains your battery like crazy.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
I started this thing at like 90.
God. Okay. Is there anything else you want to say about the story?
Go read Mayday Spider-Girl.
Yes, please.
Because it's just this, but better in every way.
Yeah.
Also, give Mayday a girlfriend, goddammit.
Please, do it. Just fucking do it. Read better stories. Don't read this.
Don't read Amazing Spider-Man right now.
Don't read that. Read King in Black or Mayday or Miles.
Yeah.
Well, then again, Miles Clone Saga is happening.
I forgot we didn't talk about that.
There wasn't a whole lot to talk about because, I mean, they're already doing something like that, but it's like the return of Kilometers and Morales is imminent, so.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait.
It comes out after March of the Clones. That's so unfortunate.
Damn it! Damn it!
Well, maybe for...
Damn it, Ahmed!
Maybe for 2022, but we'll see.
Alright. Well, I'm definitely reading it. Oh, man.
Alright, well, so thank you guys so much for joining us. Once again, my name is Alec. I'm one of your hosts. You can follow me at @_TheSmartAlec on Twitter.
And I'm Brian. I'm the other host. You can follow me at Redo Reviews or BMDRLR.
If you want to follow our podcast on Twitter, you can go to @LOTE_podcast. If you want to follow on Comicsground on Twitter, you can go to @OnComicsground. And if you go to our website, we post daily reviews, news, editorials, and all that jazz. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will catch you all in the next web. Bye.
Bye.